Ooh, pretty shy of the Capitol, Washington, D.C. on this Monday morning. A lot prettier than New York.
But TJ could get his head out of the gutter long enough to find that shot.
It's got to stop. So it's time now for the must-read opinion pages. We want to go quickly because news you can't use as well is incredibly important
Disgusting.
today.
I'm calling
Frank Bruni, more fun with Bill and Hill. Before President Obama administered his fix to the Affordable Care Act last week, Bill Clinton piped up, opining that Obama should honor his claim that Americans with insurance they liked could keep it. This advice wasn't exactly solicited. Inasmuch as it gave detractors of Obama and Obamacare a fresh cudgel, it wasn't terribly helpful either. You can view what happened last week in grandly strategic and utterly gallant terms, which is where things really get interesting and which may be the most accurate appraisal of all. Clinton is looking to 2016, and he's helping Hillary. It's less dicey for him than for her to second-guess Obama, which could wind up being a prerequisite to succeeding him. His presidency at this particular moment looks more and more like one of those unlucky Florida homes perched unsuspectingly over a sinkhole. Soon only the top of the chimney will be visible.
Robert, there just aren't a lot of people close to the president that were thrilled with Bill Clinton going out and basically saying what Republicans have been saying for 6 months. I mean, do you think, as Frank says, it's only going to get worse as he does his wife's bidding instead of the White House's bidding?
Look, it certainly could. I mean, I was a little surprised to see this week that accompanying the president and first lady to the gravesite in Arlington isn't the vice president, but in fact the former president and the former first lady and former secretary of state. It's a bit of a look. Kennedy played a big part in Bill Clinton's life and political upbringing, but still a little bit of a strange pairing.
It's an agreement, isn't it?
I don't know anything about that.
He knows nothing. Colonel Clinton knows nothing.
Robert, come on.
I haven't been there for quite some time.
Mike Barnicle.
The agreement's been in place for quite some time.
Bill Clinton did Barack Obama no favors last week, and yet he's kind of stuck with him, isn't he?
You're all going to pretend
President Obama is stuck with Bill Clinton, and this guy's going to keep talking like this between now and 2016 to help his wife.
There is no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it. It's an internal family feud. I would assume if I were the president of the United States or anybody around him, you'd want to keep former President Clinton quite close to you. Julie, I don't know how much of what was in the, Mark Halperin and John Heilman's book about President Obama's reaction toward President Clinton played a part in former President Clinton's remarks last week, but there clearly is and always has been some tension between the two.
Well, these are just two very different men when you look at the personalities and their political styles. There was a little slight, I guess, from the Obama White House to the Clintons, though, after he made his comment where Jay Carney stood at the podium and said, well, look, Bill Clinton is a guy who knows about health care because, after all, he tried to pass it and he couldn't. So basically saying, he gave it a shot. We're the ones who got it done.
Julie, thank you. And that makes sense. That would go to the Kennedy. Yeah.